Good morning and welcome to the NuSpecies Live. I'm Jillian.
And I'm Aston. Good morning.
NuSpecies' mission is to help our clients live better and longer. NuSpecies invents and manufactures our own line of high potency herbal formulas that are all designed to help your body be resilient against the toughest of health challenges. We're all on our own health journey, and a good health choice for you is not going to be the same choice for someone else, which is why we host this Q&A every Saturday at 10 a.m. so that you can get answers to your questions that will help you to continue along your own unique health journey. So thank you so much for being with us here today. If you're on YouTube, Facebook, thank you. If you're on Instagram, thank you so much. If you're on Instagram and hopes to participate in the chat, it doesn't actually come through to what we're looking at on our screen. So our Mary tries to keep an eye on it, but she can't always. If you're hoping to participate, maybe come on over to YouTube before we get too far into the stream.
Okay, great. And if you have family and friends, which you all do, ask them to join anywhere they're in the world. Reach out to them right now and ask them to join. And on that note, today's going to be a shorter day. I think we're only going to get to maybe half an hour because I have an engagement at the Almond office.
An engagement you're invited to if you'd like to go. So Aston's going to be in Elmont today. If you're on our email list, if you're on our app, if you're on our text list, I don't think we sent this through text. Eventually, we will send these kind of things through text. You would know already that Aston plans to be in Elmont today from 12 to 5.
Mhm.
And then both Aston and I will be in Elmont on Monday from 10 to 3. We're covering for Ashley. She's off for the day. So when we're there, the store will be open, which is 10 to 3. And then the store will close when we leave, which will be promptly at 3 because we have children that we have to go pick up. All right. If you are interested in our in-store schedule, we've posted it out through the end of August, and that is currently posted on our app. It's posted on our blog, on our website. It's been sent out through our email and through an app notification. Is there anywhere else? And it's on posters in the stores. So there's our schedule is out there. We'll keep updating it in advance so that you can plan to see us in store.
Mm-hmm. And so get your questions in early.
Mm-hmm.
And we have an update in Brooklyn. We plan to be down there next week, right?
Oh, right. We have not for clients, but we're going down to Brooklyn to scout out some locations.
Some of you have been very kind to send us some possibilities. So
Yes.
we're going to do a little scouting. So keep those comments and feedback coming in.
Yes.
What we have gotten so far from you is just really wonderful, really proactively wonderful. Thank you.
Right. Actually, the few places we have to look at are because you are emailing us and pushing us along, because it's easy to get distracted with all the things that we have to do. So keeping Brooklyn on our radar is really important to us, and we know it's important to you. One of the things that we are interested in doing actually in Brooklyn, in Florida, probably in Jersey, and maybe anywhere else where there's enough people who want to see us.
Based on your approval, you have to approve it
Yes.
first.
You have to approve it, and you have to book it so that we know you're going to come.
Mhm.
But we would love to just pop up in places. So like maybe a month in advance, we'll let you know where we're going to be. And we just like rent a conference room for the day, and we bring the products. And
Whether it's a hotel or a conference
Mhm.
center, but some place where you have parking, a really good place, nice
Mhm.
place. So
Yeah. And then you could just come see us for the day, get your products, and that will help you have access to us and the products without having to worry about shipping if that's something that you don't like to do. And we can come right to you in your local area. So if you are in an area where you'd like Aston and I to pop up and have our products and be able to meet with you for a day, probably a Saturday or a Sunday, then let us know and we will start coordinating that now, because we don't really need to wait to lease a space or have a formal office or a store to see you. We can just show up if we know there's enough of you that have us booked to show up.
And especially Brooklyn, until we get a space, you can just let us know and we'll be happy to accommodate.
Pansy says Kingston, Jamaica.
Okay, Pansy. Of course, Jamaica.
The problem is we have to actually be able to get the products there, and we wouldn't be, shutting down in Jamaica if we.
So
if we
Pansy,
had,
you got to work some
products
magic
there.
to get NuSpecies in Jamaica. You have to work some magic for us. It's Pansy Cooper.
Yes, I know.
And she's very extremely well connected.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah, very top.
Yeah, so I can arrange that.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd love for you to pop up at my house. June,
That too.
if you
That
invite
too.
enough people who want to buy, we will pop up at your house. That is not a problem. That's how we started the business, and that's not out of the question for how we want to continue.
And we're not going to say where your house is, fans, but we would love to come visit your home.
Yes, that's true. If you can get enough people to pop up in Kingston, Jamaica, potentially under a tent on the beach, we will be there. Hi, Trevor. Good morning. All right. So those are updates. There are this one of a kind, once ever happening discount that we're doing is ending this coming Wednesday. That discount is 20 to 25 or to 26% off all of our products. We wrote 25 in a lot of our promotions because it just
You
looks
mean
better.
20 to 26% off
Mhm.
the high price products?
So 20 to 26% off all of our rebuilding formulas. Yes. And then 15% off of everything
Everything
else.
else, right?
But it's all happening at the same time. So not only are you getting access to pretty large discounts on our most expensive products,
Mhm.
but you're getting 15% off of everything else at the same time. Why are we doing this? And why have we been doing this for so long? Because as we told you, coming up in the next week or two, our prices are going to be going up. And that is going to enable us to continue to do what we do and stay in business and have NuSpecies be a healthy business so that we can continue to help other folks get healthy. And we're trying to give you a nice discount in the meantime so you can stock up on our products at the current price and even less than the current price because you're getting savings. And then that will help hopefully tide you over during the transition of pricing. Also, we're starting a rewards program. It's actually ready to launch. I just need to hit the little toggle, but me, Aston, and Mary just all need to get in sync and make sure we're clear on how everything's going to work and make sure it's smooth operating for you. And then you'll be getting rewards points with all of your purchases moving forward. So yes, the products will cost a little more, but you'll also be getting more rewards points for that, which means more discounts and other kinds of benefits moving forward. So we're excited about that. And we're using the discount as the time to make those two announcements. So we'd like you to take advantage of this discount. That's why Aston's actually popping up in the stores a little bit for extra occurrences, so that you can come see him if you need to in order to make your purchase.
Mhm.
So that discount ends next Wednesday. And the last chance
Which
you'll have.
is this coming Wednesday.
Mhm. Right. So today's Saturday. So the next Wednesday that happens is the discount.
Okay.
And Aston will be in store in Elmont today, and then we'll also be in Elmont together on Monday. And certainly you could talk to him over the phone on Tuesday and Wednesday, but I wouldn't push it to that last minute just to make sure that you can get your discount.
Yep.
All right. June said I got my order in this morning. Awesome. Good. Yeah, we can see Kayla too. That's right, June. So if just be you and Kayla at your house, we'll show up for that. You can just invite us for dinner. I mean, that'll work too.
Yeah.
All right. Great. So do we have any other announcements? I feel like there's okay. There are a lot of announcements. I don't want to hold up your questions, but I don't see any questions yet. So if you're happy just listening to us talk for the next 20 minutes, but we do have to jump off today at 10:30 so Aston can get to Elmont in time. So if you have questions, please post them. I'm going to keep my eye on the chat, but in the meantime, I'll just let you know some other little announcements. This has all been in our email newsletter as well. So when you check out on our website now, we've partnered with a company called Seal, and they provide two little insurances that I think help people be much more comfortable purchasing online. So the first one is worry-free purchase. That's automatically added to your cart, but you can just remove it if you don't want it. But it's just a tiny fee. It'll change depending on how large your order is. It'll get bigger with the order. But it's a guaranteed delivery of your product or your money back. So you can pay for that little extra insurance. If you know you often lose packages because of the post office or they come damaged, or they get really delayed, this little insurance that you add on will refund you completely for the cost of your package if it gets lost or stolen or damaged. If it's delayed, I guess you have to ask them how they define delay, but $5, they'll pay you out $5 a day for every day that it's delayed after a reasonable time. It has to be 10 days past. So it's a great way to just have that worry-free purchase for those of you who really don't like to order online, but maybe now you have to because you're in Brooklyn. You can add on that little insurance. Additionally, you can choose to add on make it returnable insurance. So what this means is if you are recommending, a lot of you here are already using our products, so you probably wouldn't pay for this. But if you're recommending someone else to our products and they're afraid they're not going to like them, you can tell them just to pay for that, make it returnable insurance. And then for any reason at all, if they don't want to keep the products, they can put a claim through to Seal, and that will allow them to get their money back for the purchase. So that helps people who maybe have never taken our products before. Our products are really unique and different. They don't taste great. So some people may not want to hang in there with that. As long as they make a claim within 7 days of receiving the package, they can get their money back. So that's a great way to help people have a stress-free trial of our products, and it takes the financial burden off of small businesses to because we can't, and also our products are final sale. So it's similar to companies that sell like lingerie or I don't know, candles. Like if you burn the candle, you can't return it. It helps small businesses support their customers, but take the financial burden off of us. So those are two things you're going to see when you check out online, and we're hoping that will make the experience less stressful. All right, I don't have any questions yet. I can keep talking about things. I'd prefer to talk about things that I know you want me to say. So, folks, I see there's a bunch of you on here. Hi, Dillian. Good morning. I hope you got my email. Uh, okay, Jillian, I know you were annoyed because in order to get that, like, the worry-free purchase, so our employees can add those insurances for you when they place an order for you. The only problem is you can't order the God formulas on the website, and those are definitely formulas that you'd want a worry-free purchase on, or the ability to return it because they cost so much. But because we don't reveal the ingredients, our credit card processors don't allow us to sell those on the front end of the site. And so, you can't actually, place that order for yourself and get the insurance on it. So, yes, that is annoying. It's not our choice. We don't want it to be that way. So I do apologize about that. I know Dillian emailed me and he was like, "What's going on here? I want to buy that insurance and it won't apply to the one product I care about." So I know it annoys us too. I'm sorry about that. All right. I guess I could also say Aston and I have ported our work cell phone numbers into our company phone system so that we
Mhm.
can better track all of our missed calls. But there might be a transition period where maybe some texts aren't coming through, or we won't be able to text out, or you're trying to call us and it's not connecting. So if you're having any issues reaching Aston or I, please let our team know as soon as possible so that we can troubleshoot with the company and make sure that all our calls and texts are going through.
Right, and excuse me, some people are telling me, at least 2 now, Mary, that, when I call them, they see, scam, not even spam.
Oh boy.
They would see scam or potential scam. So, we're gonna try to correct that as quickly as we
It,
can.
it should be corrected now. Yes. We got the notification from the company
Okay, I
yesterday.
haven't gotten any, the last, day or 2.
Okay, good.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
So although I prefer to be called Jillian because that is my name, if I put new species Jillian, it's too many characters for the caller ID. So if I call you, it's going to say new species Jill. So I'll forgive you if you call me Jill. Folks, we don't have any questions, any comments, any pressing
I
thoughts.
know, they want some wisdom from us. That's what they're waiting for.
We can talk about your worries about the world or
So,
anything.
I'll talk about the new formula. Um,
Oh yeah.
by the way, before we do
Oh.
though, we can't promise it because, do we know when we will get the official batch in?
I believe that's waiting on testing. Usually that's a few weeks.
Okay.
Uh,
So we have a new
have we
formula.
sold through all of the initial samples?
Well, no, because they're only for select people.
Okay, so they are
They're
reserved.
not general. You're right. They're not generally
Okay.
available.
Okay.
So we have a new formula called New Genesis, so you all know, and it's gonna be it's the ultimate formula for those of you who, especially if you have cancer, past cancer, it will greatly assist your body to. There's no such thing as genes or DNA detoxification, but there is. There is. You know, I know that none of you probably have ever heard that you can detox your gene. in your DNA, but you can because, as I was telling Mary and Jillian earlier, the human body has about 39 trillion bacteria, believe it or not. So, but only some of these bacteria are bad or dangerous. Maybe about 200 or so that are really deadly to human health, at least as far as scientists have discovered so far. So, bacteria, like viruses, the only way they can live in our bodies, especially viruses, they have to plug in, like you plug your computer in the wall to charge it. The virus have to plug into the genes and the DNA. That's how they get the signals to procreate and reproduce. Like we all been through the coronavirus pandemic, right? COVID, right? Remember that? And some people just get infected like 2 days before, and they were getting sick and dying 2 days later, right? Remember that? Because the virus are able to tap into the genes, and that's how they procreate. That's how viruses procreate. So virus floating in the air, they're just chemical particles, but they have to have hosts for them to procreate. So when they get in our bodies, they tap into our genes and our DNA, and that's how they multiply. Because if you pull up the DNA of a virus and that of a human, they look identical. They look identical. They're made from viruses, and they're made from DNA and genes, just like us, viruses. So the new formula, with having said all that, the new formula will assist in detoxing, rebuilding, really cleaning the cell. That's where the DNA and the genes live in the nucleus, in the center of the cell. And that's where the genes get mutated first, because viruses or bacteria or microbes or parasites or chemicals get into the little cell, and the cell is like 99.9% empty space. So anything that gets in there can attack our genes and our DNA very easily. So the new formula, that's is for everybody, whether you have a health issue or not, but especially if you have any chronic illness relating to your genes, which all illness is related to the genes and DNA. You can get the new formula to help to detoxify at the cellular level, at the genes and DNA level. And I know, again, you probably have never heard of DNA genes detoxification, but I strongly believe, based on everything I have seen and done, that this new formula will help to do that. And it's new, but it's been around for several years, just so you know. It's been around for at least 4 or 5 years. And it was invented at least 20 years ago. I just didn't do anything with it.
Mm.
So it's been out there, though, among people using it, but not officially. So now we want to bring it to you. And I think the batch that we have manufactured is in testing. So we have to test. And what do? We test and submit the test results, just in case the FDA wants it, so they can see what we claim to be in the formula.
Right. So every formula we create goes through an initial process called fingerprinting. And this is basically the lab verifying each ingredient that's in the formula, and then the nutritional potency that we expect of those ingredients every single time that we make it. And so that fingerprint stays on file with a lab. It's a third party lab. It's not part of us. So we have no control over what they do. And then every time we make a new batch,
Mm-hmm.
we have to send in a sample as we're filling the bottles. We pull samples from the start all the way to the finish. We send those samples to the lab. They test them to make sure they match our fingerprint that's on file. And as long as they do, we are able to now sell the new batch that we've created.
So,
Mhm.
so the new formula. I'm cracking up because some of you might find it funny. The new formula. The biggest fan of my new formula,
Oh.
my biggest fan, my number one fan, is my little girl Nova. She can never have enough of it.
I know, she goes crazy.
And she's in school, so when she goes to school, she get all these colds and all that. And you give her some, and I can tell you guys, within a day or so, it's gone.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Uh-huh. Actually,
But
because her big brother gets a lot of colds at school, and then he comes home and gives them to her because then he sleeps with her at night, and then she wakes up in the morning coughing, and then she takes it, and she gets better, and they still cough when they don't take it.
they don't take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she digs through Aston's office every morning, opening up all his NuSpecies bottles and spilling them everywhere, which is travesty of grand
Trying to
proportions.
drink them.
Trying to
Luckily,
drink them and find the potion. Yeah.
luckily they're all safe.
Yeah. Um, but well, what was I gonna say?
So this
But
morning
anyway, we do yeah, we
she
have a
broke into my
question.
office this morning and she spilled my poor bee lying all over
Your
my
bee
office
pollen.
desk and floor,
Yes.
trying to get into it. And
And then she brought it into the bed with me and stuck it in my face and said, "Mama, mama."
all right, sorry about that. I didn't want to bore you all with my biggest fan for New Genesis,
Mhm.
my daughter. Yeah.
Oh, all right. We've been calling it potion for like the last year and a half. It's now officially called New Genesis.
Yeah.
All right. Noel Parker asks which formula is good to help with diabetes. And just a reminder, you have about 7 minutes before
Okay.
you have to run out of here.
Right. So Mary can probably post it for you, Noel. It's the very basic. We have many formulas we have many systems for diabetes. So I can create at least 10 or 15 different systems for you for diabetes. We can go from the very, very basic to the most potent. And the basic works. The basic is what we actually recommend to probably 99% of our clients with diabetes. Start with the basics, which would be the LNU1, the anti-inflammatory, and the detox, whether the detox powder or the capsules. And now, if you have diabetes and you add in New Genesis, believe me, when it's available, you add that in and you're going to get a lot better faster. So, those of you who have diabetes, you should get on the list for the new batch. And we're giving you now on this live stream. So, see, you get some perks. You are going to be way ahead of everybody if you put your name on the list for the new formula. Whether you have diabetes or blood pressure or cancer or past cancer, especially women who have women's health issues, you have fibroids, you have ovarian cysts, dense breasts, thyroid issues, men with prostate issues, this formula will be excellent addition to the system that we sell for these. So it's not just for men or women. It's for everybody. It's for children. I just mentioned my 4-year-old daughter. So it's for everybody. Everybody can take it.
I mean, technically, we have to say everyone 6 and over.
Yes, the
We
legal requirement is 6 years and over, but I can tell you that me and Jill and Mary don't adhere to that.
Well, we say it's your choice. We can't recommend you give it to someone under 6, but it is your choice.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
An interesting thing about diabetes when people ask about diabetes is they're often just thinking about their blood sugar. But as you know, at NuSpecies, we're always looking at the root cause of the problem. This is why there's no such thing as like a diabetes formula or a blood sugar formula, or people will come into the store looking for cinnamon or oregano oil or something that they're told is going to regulate their blood sugar. But we're not very interested in remedies. There are remedies, but they're not really fixing the root cause of the problem, so we're just less interested in selling and promoting remedies. The root cause of the problem is actually inflammation, and it's stopping your organs from functioning properly.
Mm-hmm.
And as I can get into more details of pancreas and liver and hormone production and insulin production, but your body actually knows how to regulate its own blood sugar. You are not responsible for going out and finding a product that's going to regulate your blood sugar for your body. You already probably have medication that's doing that, but hopefully it's working, which means it's buying you time to fix the root cause of the problem. And then over time, you work with your doctor, you can wean off your medication as your body has repaired itself. And there's a lot of steps in repairing, which is why Aston does free consultations. So, Noel, typically when someone comes into our store or calls us and they're saying they have a particular health problem that they want results with, we know that that process it has lots of ups and downs over time. And the full rebuilding process can take a while. Not to say that you won't see results quickly, but the true fixing of your body takes time. and especially when inflammation is a root cause, and there could be many causes of inflammation.
Hmm.
So we expect that you're working with Aston, meeting with him every 2 weeks or sometimes once a month, depending on where you are in your journey. And the products you take, the dosages you take can all adjust and change over time, especially with your budget. Because when your budget is lower, we work out budget friendly options. When your budget is more generous, we work out more powerful options. So there's many factors that are accounted for during the rebuilding process. So it's not as simple as just going on the website, buying one package, and then my diabetes is gone, right? These are not cures, they're not treatments, which is not what you want anyway, because those things don't exist. Cures don't exist. Treatments are just for the symptoms, and what NuSpecies is doing is separate from both of those things. And it's truthfully what we believe what you should want, because it's the real solution over time.
Right. So I mentioned three formulas: the detox. You need the detox because you need to clean your body. If you have any health issue at all, blood pressure, diabetes, any health issue you have trillions of cells. You have at least billions of cells that are producing a lot of waste matter that are not getting out of your body, because the more health conditions we have is the more inflammation the body is gathering and storing. And that's why anyone who has a health issue, there's a problem and you should fix it as quickly as you can. So that's why we have the detox to help all the cellular respiration. The cells are alive, they're breathing organisms, and they're passing out waste matter. You need to flush it out. And if you have a health issue, you're going to produce more waste matter. And then the L-new, let's say go to the anti-inflammatory, Jill mentioned, the inflammation, stifling, damaging, causing the beta cells in the pancreas to be dysfunctional. In those beta cells are the DNA and genes that are damaged now. And that's why diabetes occur. The beta cells can't produce the insulin required to burn and store the glucose in the body. If you have diabetes, that's what's going on. So the anti-inflammatory help to clean inflammation from the whole body, including the pancreas where the diabetes is. And then the rebuilding formula, the new one, it rebuilds the whole body. You have to rebuild the body. The whole body is damaged if you have diabetes. You have to rebuild the whole body. You have to rebuild the pancreas. That's why we have those three formulas. So when we put a system for you of 2 or 3 or more formulas, each one is doing something completely different from the other. And as Jill says, that's not treatment. That's not cure. That's getting your body to fix itself the right way. And that's what you really want, your body to fix itself. You go back to your doctor eventually down the road, and they give you your labs, and your A1C is below 5.6, and your glucose is, below 110. Well, depending on the lab you use, some lab, your glucose is measured up to 120. Okay. So that's
Mhm.
simply what diabetes is. And it's now 10:30. If
Yeah.
there are the questions, they have to wait until.
So there's one more question that I can answer.
Okay.
So you can say goodbye.
Okay.
Aspen's heading
Goodbye.
over to Elmont. He'll see you in Elmont if you want to pop over there and see him today. He'll be there till 5. Um,
Okay.
yeah.
So those of you who are in that side of the world, that'll be headed over to Elmont, and I'll be there until 5 o'clock. It was great having you today. Great speaking with you. You have a great weekend. Bye bye.
All right. So I'm going to stay on and talk to Derekford. So, Derekford, as far as constipation, not being able to pass stool, there can be a myriad of solutions for this. That's because there could be a bunch of different root cause problems. So the simplest place to get started with NuSpecies is using our detox powder. That's for short. It's the name of the product is actually cleanse and detoxify intestines and colon. So for a lot of people when it comes to becoming constipated, they're typically used to just getting like a washout, or like drinking a tea or some kind of herbal concoction that just flushes out their colon. And this can work, not always. But even when it does work, it's not something that you can do every single day. It's very aggressive on your colon. It flushes out the bad bacteria with the good, and it's not sustainable over time. So, the good news about NuSpecies detox powder is that it's all raw herbs crushed up into a powder. You mix it into water morning and night. You can do it every single day. It all depends on your needs and your diet, and depending on how well your digestive system is functioning. You will adjust based on what works for you. But basically, this detox powder, when you mix it into water, if you were just to leave it in the cup and not drink it, you'll see that it'll thicken up and get very gelatinous. Ideally, that's what's actually happening in your intestines. So when you mix it into water and you drink it, that gelatinous mixture is going to stick to the walls of all that fecal matter that's plastered along your intestinal and colon walls. And then as you drink water throughout the day and ideally eat some vegetables, that stickiness will pull the fecal matter off of your intestinal wall and then let it come out. And the good news here is that this is not like one of those quick washouts that just address the colon. Our detox powder is helping you clean out from the entire intestinal tract and colon. So I like to think of it like a gentle daily scrub for my intestines. And this is a very safe and effective way to help rebuild the function of your intestines over time. But drinking plenty of water throughout the day is important for peristalsis, which is that movement of the muscles in your digestive system. That is what actually allows that fecal matter to move out. So, like I always say, NuSpecies products work with your body, not for your body. So, a lot of those washouts or cleansing teas or colon cleansing products, they're working in spite of your body, which is why they end up having side effects that can be dangerous over time versus new species formulas are working with your body. So, some people will take our detox powder. It might take a week before it kicks in. Some people will take it and immediately go. It really all depends on what's already happening in your body and in your lifestyle. So, I think that's the best place to start because if it helps things flow out, then you're good. If it doesn't after like a week and you've increased your water intake, maybe you've even gone up to a full teaspoon instead of a half teaspoon, you may need to make other more significant changes to your lifestyle or to the formulas you're using at New Species, and Aston will be able to help you with that. But most people just take the detox powder or they get the capsule version if they don't like the taste, and that really just works for them. If you don't change your lifestyle, you will be dependent on our formula. Some people will say, this is creating a dependency because when I don't take it, I don't go. And I always like to clarify it's actually not that the product is making you dependent on it. It's you are dependent on it because your lifestyle is clogging up your intestines. So you're requiring your body needs help to move that stuff out. So as long as you don't actually change what's causing the constipation, which is probably a diet too high in foods that don't have fiber, which is animal products and like processed foods. So the foods that have fiber are vegetables and fruit. So, and then there's some other nuts, seeds, certain grains have a lot of fiber. If you eat a lot of those, you can heal your intestines over time. That in itself can also be a separate journey depending on how void your diet has been of vegetables. So that's why I say the detox powder is a good place to get started, just to see what your body can do on its own for right now with your current lifestyle. And then that will give us some time to observe and see what's happening, and then see if we need to make other suggestions over time. Derek Ford, I hope that answers your question. And you can always follow up with more questions. I have been forgetting to promote this, but on our app, you can submit questions anytime, and then we have them pre-submitted before the show starts. So if you come up with any other follow-up questions because we had to cut the show short today, please go on to New Species app and you can submit your question anytime. We do recommend that you just download our app anyway because we send lots of important notifications through the app, like when we have updates, when we have discounts, when a store closes unexpectedly, or even if Aston and I are scheduled to be at the store, but maybe an emergency comes up and we can't go, we can send that notification out through the app. So it's a really, really great tool to have for your New Species life. Other than that, please join our email list. You can do that on the homepage of our website or potentially on a form that Mary might be able to put into the chat here. Don't forget about our discount. It goes until Wednesday. It's the only discount we've ever done like this, and we will likely not do it again for a really long time, if ever. So please take advantage of it, especially before our prices go up a little bit. You're going to want to stock up on the current price of our products. And yeah, our in-store schedule for when you can see Aston and I in person is currently posted on our app. It's on our blog, on our website, and it will continue to be reinforced in our email newsletter. And then we'll let you know as soon as our rewards program launches, and make sure that you are signed up so that you can start collecting your rewards points and not waiting on us to offer a discount, because you'll earn your discounts based on your own spending habits and you'll be able to get them when you've earned them, which we're really excited to offer that for you. All right, please subscribe to our channel. Oh, we need 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. We are eking up so very slowly. Please go subscribe to our YouTube channel before you leave today. I see a bunch of people are watching. If every single one of you likes us today, we can really bump up that number. We have 941 as of this morning. We need 1,000, because at 1,000, it unlocks very cool features we can use. So, like when we're on the live stream and we talk about a product, a link can pop up right on the video for you to click, rather than Mary having to type it into the chat as we go along. These are features we can't pay for. We just have to have more than 1,000 subscribers to do it. So, if you're enjoying what we offer, please go ahead and subscribe today. And then you can also click the notification bell so that whenever we go live, you will get the notification as well. Yes, rewards, June, rewards. Let's help Mary. She has too much to do. And actually, coming up soon, Mary will be taking a little bit of a leave, and I will actually need to be engineering the show myself while talking. So the less I have to type in the chat, the better. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'd really make everyone's life easier and make our show more valuable, which is what we're here to do, is to provide value for you, to help you become healthier, live longer, and live better, and feel good, because we have one little short life to live and we want to feel as good as possible while we're here. And if we can help you with that, that's what we're going to do. All right, everyone, have a wonderful weekend. I hope I'll see some of you in Elmont on Monday. Otherwise, Aston's heading to Elmont now, so you can see him over there today. And we'll see you right here next week.